Here we're live, Facebook guys. Namaste. God bless. How are all of you? Hot off the press of a 4-day marathon. Guys, God bless. Happy Sunday. I know it's early, but God, I have to head back to bed pretty soon to get up to start another 1 a.m. Monday. But today is really cool. It's National Day of absolutely friggin' nothing. Nothing relevant. Roll-up day or some kind of stuff. But on this National Day of, it's Sylvester Stallone's birthday. That bitch is 79 years old. And God bless him. Look at him. I mean, I'm not a personal fan of his movies, except the first Rocky. That was his soul. The guy literally wrote that thing in one night, in like a 24-hour stint of a straight-through night. And that's basically what tonight's show is about. If you can jot that life of yours and look at it every day, and I've said it on many shows here on America's Mentor, but science is showing that now. That pseudoscience that people kind of didn't believe in is actual science. It's matter creating matter. And an interesting fact about Sly Stallone. You remember Cuff and Link from his first Rocky? The turtles? He still has those bitches. He still has those turtles. And, I mean, we're talking 40 some odd years ago when that movie came out. And, yeah, the turtles are still Cuffin and Lincoln as far as I know, which is quite astounding. But turtles, I mean, talk about the most passive creatures in the world. You want to let I live to 100 years old without an issue. And you got Ozzy, retiring at 76, but Sly at 79 is still going strong. It just tells you, I'm not comparing here, mind you. People's lives are people's lives. But you look at what he does with his motivational speeches and his way of living. You wonder why he's still jacking around at 79 and having a great day. But, that said, a lot of info here, man. A lot of info, and I'm going to start with out of the quote box tonight because this really spurred tonight's show, and it got me saying, wait, all these guys out there now that are doing shows like this, and I'm grateful for that, are learning from the deceased notables out there who basically taught this, and they're articulating it in their own way, which is great. I mean, the more the merrier. I mean, if millions, the earth would be such a better place if people would grasp and all kind of jump on the train of understanding the science. And it's not a pseudoscience anymore. It's not this fiction. It's not science fiction. It's actual science fact. And out of the quote box tonight, success is a science. If you have the conditions, you will get the result. I mean, law of attraction, law of assumption, you can go in every mythical so-called law that's out there, but it's been preached for thousands of years, and I'm grateful now that people are finally starting to get it. They're really starting to grasp it. And what a world that's going to be coming up. You guys should be excited, especially if you follow. I mean, much love for the followers with America's Mentor, but the others as well. And your scroll now is customized to only receive what you want to learn in life, and you are going to have the most amazing results. But this came from Dr. Bruce Lipton, and if you guys know Dr. Bruce Lipton, this was one of the guys who founded stem cell research. And what he said basically is what Sylvester Stallone did with the first Rocky and probably with all the other movies. But what he did was he just compounded that franchise, starting with the first Rocky. And Dr. Bruce Lipton said, if you cannot write down right now on a piece of paper, this is what I want, you can't have it. You can't. It's not going to happen in your life. And I was paraphrasing here. What he's saying is, the mind our mind is waiting for direction from not the outside world, but from us to tell it where to go. And if you tell it where to go, it's going to start matching those circumstances in your life. He goes on to say, if you can't list them, then you can't have them. Indeed, a lot of us have this ambiguous, and believe me, I was there. We have this ambiguous thought about life, thinking that, all good is going to come to me. That's fine, but what do you want, is my question. I mean, what do you, if you articulate like a script, like he did with Rocky, if you can articulate a script of your daily life, read that every day and live by it, you're going to start attracting that in your life. And this is basically what Dr. Bruce Lipton is saying. Because your mind will get what you want for what you want. I'll say it again. Because your mind will get you for what you want. If you do this, if you truly understand what you're writing down, not some ambiguous happy feeling, but a true definite purpose and goal in life, and you start listing that every day, or just reading it every day, like your little Declaration of Independence here, man. You start reading that every day, you're going to start thinking about it, your mind's going to say, wait, okay, fine, he's got this direction of thought, let's send it out there. Let's match like with like, hence the law of attraction in your life. But you have to feed it a vision of what you're looking for. And I'm going from topic to topic on this because it's so relevant. The function of the mind is to make coherence, hence systematic or logical connection with what you're feeding it. So the beauty of the mind, and I'm getting off this topic here, the beauty of the mind is to give you exactly what you want. So if life's, like I said many times here, if life's a big shit show, the mind is going to say, okay, fine, let's focus on the shit show and give them more of it. And work has been absolutely insane for the past 4 days, but I could have focused on, the overtime I've been working and the double shift out of work today. It's going to perpetuate in life. Rather, I'm saying to myself, wow, this is awesome. Thank you for the gift, man. I much love for the extra money in my life. You have life with that kind of approach. Life is going to give you more of that. When you stop bitching about life is going to stop giving you more things to bitch about. That's all Dr. Bruce Lipton is saying. He's just saying, look, give your mind direction, a clear, not ambiguous direction about what you truly desire. Focus on that all the time. And your mind is going to start creating it with the energy in your body to feel it, therefore the attraction of your outside world to help create it. He goes on to say, the function of the mind is to make coherence between your belief and your reality. Hence, it's trying to match up all these systems that are going on all at once. If you believe it's not going to work, the function of the mind will find ways to manifest that. Exactly what I just said. Same way if you believe. If you believe that all things are possible in your life, then you are going to create that in your life. Then you start to realize it's not chance anymore. Let me say that again. Then you start to realize it's not chance anymore. Because this is creativity, and we are creators. Beautiful, beautiful. Think about it. This is not a chance anymore. Life is not some random thing. When you realize life is your creation, you're going to be very careful about what you're sending out to create. He goes on to say, if you can't clearly name what you want, your mind can't get it for you. You have to give your mind a vision. The brain needs clarity. I always say here in America's Mentor to clean your closet. How can you have clarity around in your life, in your mind, when there's chaos in your life? However way you clear your closet of your past, your present, and what you want to create for the future, it is relevant to what you're going to create in life. Your energy needs direction. The mind's job is to create coherence between what you believe and what you create. This is nothing new. The beauty about life is all this information is nothing new. This has been around forever. And there's actually a passage from scripture that dictates exactly what I just said, but people never understood that. But I'm going to read you from Max Planck, a scientist, a German scientist. This guy lived to be 89. Born 1858 and passed away in 1947. This guy was on the forefront of thermal radiation, understanding it. Him and Einstein used to hang out, Sunday Bridge Club kind of thing. But he made a relevant point when he's talking about how matter becomes something. He said all matter originates and exists only by virtue of a force. In other words, our acid of what we're giving the energy to. We must assume behind this force the existence of consciousness and the intelligent mind. He's saying, basically, we are the creators of our life. And from his research, from his scientific research when he was in Germany, then on to Vienna as a professor, getting into physics and all these other other areas of realm of education he was in, he said, this is the mind, he said, this mind is the matrix of all matter. Well, what matrix are you in? I mean, I stepped out of the matrix many, many moons ago. Matrix is just people conforming. We've all been conformed to do a certain thing. That's what they're talking about as far as the matrix goes. You step out of the matrix, you start being yourself. You start creating for yourself what you want for yourself. Think about that. All matter originates and exists only by virtue of a force. We must assume behind this force the existence of conscious and intelligent mind. And intellectual mind, excuse me. I mean, to me, that it may sound boring to a lot of people out there because they're so used to motivation and inspiration. But how can you be motivated and inspired without the information to back it up? I mean, this is my love of life. This is what I love to give to you guys. And and if you really think about it, this is mentioned thousands of years ago that people don't understand. And I'm going to read it with the spiritual definition behind it. So you guys can make your own Rocky list for your life and live by that every day. You can dictate that ultimate outcome for your life every single day and realize it can become tangible. But it's got to start within here. It's got to start with who you are as a person and what you're living by every day. And Mark 13:12 from NIV stated the following, that people have taken in so many different ways, and I'm here to define it for you in the most simplest terms because it is so relevant to how we live our life. Whoever has will be given more. I'll say it again. Whoever has will be giving more, and they will have an abundance. Think about what I just said about that. Whoever does not have, even what they have, will be taken away. Think about it. Whoever does not have, even what they have, will be taken away. And probably the most different, I mean, it's hard to explain how differently this has been articulated throughout the millennia with people trying to understand this verse. Think about this. Here's a spiritual definition of it for you guys to realize for yourself. For those who are diligent, utilize their resources, and are faithful, will receive more blessings. That's going with the first line. In other words, utilizing the whole you, combining the true self with what you truly want to have, be, and do in life. While those who are not aligned with what they want, they may attain it for a time, hence, and then they self-sabotage it. While those who are not may lose even what they have. I mean, I've had it in my life and not realizing I was self-sabotaging it. That's exactly what this verse is saying. Whoever has more will be given. Whoever has more in their life creates that because they're aligned with what they are. They've dictated it. They've run it. It's their Bible. I mean, in other words, they think about this every single day. They feel it every single day. They become aligned with it from doing that by combining all the resources, thought, feeling, and action, and they've attained that. How to keep that is you have to keep doing that. That's exactly what that verse is saying. And that's all Rocky did. He was diligent about what he wanted to create with Rocky. He had a vision for it. He wrote it down in a marathon, that the screenplay for this movie, brought it to all these people. They laughed at it. They didn't want him to do it. They wanted somebody else to do it. They would have paid him a sum of money. He was like, nah, I'm good. I'll wait. Finally, they gave in, and they caved in to let this guy do his own vision. And guess what he articulated? Guess what he created? Guess what he has become? I mean, we all have the same ability. We're not no different than Rocky. We just think differently than Rocky. When you start getting in alignment with that kind of mindset, you're not denied nothing, but you're creating everything you've always wanted. But it's completely and totally up to you to decide what you want. A lot of people don't have that. They just want more money. Okay, fine, Meatball. Well, what do you mean more money? The universe is saying, what do you mean? You start giving ambiguous kind of thoughts like that, yeah, you might find a quarter on the street. Be precise. Be succinct on what you truly want. Write it down like a screenplay, like he did, and realize that's attainable. And believe in it every day. And you're going to start seeing those synchronicities in your life because the energies are coming together. You're becoming in line with what you truly want. You know, people say, Jer, you work so much and you don't do this and that. Yeah, do what? I'm doing what I want. When you get to that point, you stop following the herd and start leading your own life. That's when life gets fun. It doesn't matter if it's sunny outside. Okay, fine. I'm doing what I love to do. It doesn't matter. I'm not sitting by a pool. I'm doing what I love to do. You only do what you love to do, and life can create more of that. When we stop conforming, we start creating. You get out of the matrix of life and create something that you want to create every day. Live by that every day, and you can only master that over a period of time. And that's all I've done over the last 10 years, is giving up the fact that, yeah, I got to be like everybody else and go by the pool or go on a picnic. No, if I don't want to do that shit, I'm not going to do it. You guys got to get to that point with yourself. Realize that if it doesn't fit, you can't put this square peg in a round hole, man. You can't try to, it's not worth trying to fit in. Start being yourself, the only true, abundant self, and you're going to attract those kind of people with like minds. This is what people fail to realize. And Sylvester Stallone had that in his mind from day one. When Rocky was in his mind, he got the idea, actually, from watching a fight at Madison Square Garden, I presume. I think Muhammad Ali was fighting, or somebody similar in that contention. When he saw that, he said, wait, that's my life. He always knew that. Therefore, it gave him the inspiration to move forward. It's like the fight was drawn to him because he was asking the right questions. This is what I mean about a way is going to be made. He had something to give. He put it out in his energy, even though he lived in a shithole in complete poverty, not eating every day, but still, he put that out there every day. He lived it on the inside, and therefore, it manifested on the outside. Do that with your own life. Do that with yourself. We all deserve it. We all deserve exactly what we truly desire in life. Stop trying to fit in and just realize that you matter because you're creating matter from what you matter. And if that makes sense, you're crazy because I'm sleepy, guys. So, guys, I hope this helped. Success is a science, indeed. Our success is an utter science now. It's not some fiction thing that happens to random people. It's an actual science. And if you learn the science behind it, if you follow through and realize that we're a powerful being, we are a spiritual being having a human experience. When you realize that, you realize how powerful you are. You'll realize that you're creating everything in your life. You start creating a script from that, living from that, and acting from that accordingly with your actions, your words, and everything in your life. It's a way is going to be made, guys. You're not denied nothing, guys. So America's Mentor _radio on Instagram, at America's Mentor on X, guys. Much love for the follows on Facebook as well, guys. You guys are great. Please follow me, Jerry Maldonado 2, for unique information to bring you to the next destination, guys. I hope this helped. Oh, I almost forgot freaking YouTube. Hashtag America's Mentor on YouTube. Much love for the follows on YouTube. Happy Sunday to you guys. Enjoy your day. I'll talk to you guys soon, man.